I was gonna make a video that showed some of my first face paint and special effects makeup, but I couldn't find a way to make it interesting. I also didn't care about lighting and didn't take many pictures when I first started, so I decided to redo some of my favorites to see how far I've come. When I first started, I copied YouTube videos and pictures I found on Pinterest. Most of you probably know Glam and Gore. I found this picture on Pinterest and I loved it. My first attempt was from September 2015 and I used grease paint, which I hate using, but it was cheap and I eventually learned how to make it work for me today. Kinda. Let's get started. First I did my eye makeup, got my rubbing alcohol, paint stackers, and a little container for the alcohol, and then brushes. I already outlined the shape I wanted with the white eyeliner, but I was having problems seeing it, so I thinned out the paint with the rubbing alcohol and lightly outlined with red paint. Next, I filled in everything but the teeth area with red paint. Use a white or a light gray to map out where you want the teeth to be. Use a light color to outline the bigger pieces of muscle, and then use a mixture of yellow, red, white, purple, and black to create the streaks and the shadows of the muscle. Use rubbing alcohol to thin out the paint and to help blend and do the smaller details. Grease paints can be hard to work with because they are so thick and goopy. Rubbing alcohol isn't for everyone though. It can be drying on your skin and shouldn't be used around your eyes or any open cuts or acne. After I did a base with the grease paints, I sprayed it with a barrier spray and then let it dry. Use a brown eyeshadow or contour powder to create a raised edge effect. Next, use black eyeshadow and white cream paint to darken the shadows and add highlight. So I thought I was done, but I noticed the black eyeshadow got all over my chest, so I had to go wash that off and redo the brown shadow. My phone also needed charging, so I decided to go over some spots with black and white liquid eyeliners to add a little extra detail while I waited. I hope you all enjoy this video as much as I do. I'm actually kinda excited to go do another then versus now. I wasn't expecting much of a difference between my old makeup and this one because I don't really use grease paints much, and I haven't done anything so detailed since probably October. It's not as good as Mikey's, obviously, but it's pretty good for me.